Headphones with active noise cancelling may cost you a fortune. Especially convincing that fact is by looking at Sony. You ask, so what can we do if ANC from top Sony headphones is extremely expensive but the desire to have it is so high? Here's when you notice Mi Audio Matrix Cinema ANC that are almost half as expensive as Sony WH-1000XM3. But will the miracle happen and will we hear something with at least the same quality, or everything has to come with a price? So we found out, let you face it. Mine is Bogdan, shall we start? Let's check the look first. Headphones are almost fully made of plastic with a bit of a helter-skelter in the build, so typical for the brand. The body is not perfectly molded, setting of the parts is either, the outlines could also be more neat. On the other hand, headphones fit well on head. There's no creaks and the feeling of how durable headphones are says they aren't gonna break on its own. Besides, I was pleased with no paint and other coating on the body simply because there's nothing to peel off. The left cup has all the ports and the microphone. The right one's got a bunch of buttons, another microphone and one LED that is possible to turn off. Both cups have soft pads, which role is still a mystery for me, but anyway, it looks cool. Here's the quickie about the basic controlling. The main like a boss button is the one with letter M. It turns the headphones on and off, provides wireless connection and also acts like play and pause. At first glance it is complicated, but in practice you keep up with it quickly. Chrome-plated button enables Cinema Ear and switches its presets. We'll get to this feature later. Volume rocker controls playback with a hold action and the slider is responsible for noise cancelling, but the list of f***ups starts exactly here. The first is the shift of the volume that is way not smooth. The range between points is too wide. For example, on a Basso DX150 it jumps by 10 positions, which is very uncomfortable. Active noise cancelling seems to have its own brains and doesn't depend on headphones at all. When they are turned off, ANC may still work. I could call it a feature if I were a marketing guy, but over the night their own switch position will cost you 10 to 15% of the battery life, so I would better not call it a thing for swagger. Besides, you cannot update the firmware via Bluetooth, unlike in 1000XM3, and the chances that something will be fixed in the nearest future are just small. Speaking of ANC itself, it works, but is not even close to the Sony's. It creates a light parasitic noise and distorts the sound. The outcoming result is not the worst you ever heard. Actually, you might like it, but the very presence of such influence, mostly on low frequencies, speaks for the imperfect design of technology. Well, and most importantly, the noise reduction in these headphones is pretty weak. While walking down the street, you will not hear most of the humming cars and other sound rubbish, but already inside the bus the surrounding is breaking through. In subway you will hear the noise decently even with music, same goes for planes. To be honest, I do not wonder anymore why Sony headphones are as expensive as a good smartphone, and I'm not looking for a reason why high quality ANC can't be cheap by far, but what actually can is a very nice sound. Mi Audio Matrix comes out with a flawless victory against Sony in this regard. When you play something in default headphones mode, the music becomes a cuddling blanket to your ears with a gentle and soft sound. On the other hand, as soon as you get into Cinema Ear mode, you feel how textured that blanket becomes. You may see how presets affect the frequency response, but these are not limits. In dynamic music mode, the sound gets more energy, faster attacks, and enhanced clarity. It is especially noticeable with the bass. I actually used exactly these settings in 90% of the time. Bass boost remarkably raises the low frequencies, alas almost vanishing that crispy whips given by the previous mode. Clear Voice and Clear Voice Plus raise mids in amplitude and sharpness. The latter mode also builds better high mids. This helps to pull up the vocals that is sometimes crushed by preferences of the sound engineer. In addition, Clear Voice Plus makes the sound very biting. Worth to mention that all Cinema Ear modes do not work under wired connection. Speaking in general, I can't say that headphones from WH-1000 family sound fantastically cool, but comparing with other offers with Bluetooth connection which market is feeding to us, our guys are pleasant enough, especially for such price. I don't wanna pump up your expectations because really subtle details in music will be hidden, but the main melody from Cinema ANC comes with respectively more quality and in much greater amount than you might have heard from Sony WH-1000XM3. The chosen ones use Bluetooth 4.2 and can work with such witty codecs as aptX and aptX low latency. The latter one is responsible for watching movies without noticeable delays between the sound and the picture. The one who wonders about LDAC, prepare for a terrible secret. It has almost as much sense as eating cereal without a milk, and here's why. Wireless headphones rarely use hardware capable to draw a difference between aptX and the high-end codec from Sony. Another reason is the tuning that still brings a gentle massive sound hiding any losses. Manufacturer states the battery life for about 20 hours with ANC, but frankly speaking it is about 18. Among them 8 hours almost always go down to dumper because of the forgotten ANC switch, and in the end the maximum you can squeeze is 10 hours with a full charge. For active listeners it won't be enough even for 3 days. If you remember to switch off the damn slider, the headphones will serve you a week, in case of using them only on the way to work and home. The battery state indicator is hardly related to reality. Headphones with a full charge can play music for an hour and a half, not missing any percent, as well as sometimes half of the battery mystically fades away in 30 minutes. And it's absolutely normal situation when 80% of the charge becomes 100 after a reboot. My advice is to count on some adequate numbers only after a battery gets fully charged, which takes 2 hours. Matrix Cinema ANC can connect to several devices at one time. For example, we tested the connection with player together with smartphone. The first one was playing music and the second one was used to answer calls via the headphones. The microphone, by the way, is pretty audible. My voice remained as horrible as my friends tend to hear me through the regular smartphone. Bluetooth receiver is absent in this model, so when you connect the cable, the headphones automatically shut down. Although this video is quite long, I mentioned a lot of things about these headphones that you might miss when checking them in a store or reading specs from the internet. Do not think that Matrix Cinema ANC can replace Sony WH-1000XM3 completely. It is definitely not a free miracle. Their noise cancelling is pretty weak, there are control and charge indication issues and many other minor problems. But you know, after all, these headphones offer nice sound. Brands with louder names would gladly force feed you something similar in the golden box for a triple cost. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so if you really want a bite of a premium fancy style, I'll respect the choice. However, in turn, I will prompt you to listen me audio Matrix Cinema ANC before buying supposedly cooler product from a higher tier. Yeah, and watch the Matrix trilogy at long last. It's 2019 and I still meet grown-ups who haven't seen these movies. Jeez. So, this is it for today. What do you think about these headphones? Let me know in the comment section down this video. And if you like this one, hit the like button and also subscribe and ring the bell to stay tuned for more cool content. My thanks for watching and cheers.